No, it looks like we're good. I'm seeing right now, live right now, we are good. It's just vertical mode. Not a huge deal. Like I said, this is what you're getting. I'm out of town. This is what you're going to get for the chapter. I am super excited for this one. I'm going in knowing that it's a GARP chapter. That's already super exciting. I saw a lot of people in the chat before it started being like, wait, were you spoiled on this chapter? Because we see the GARP thumbnail. No, no, no. Thankfully, James does all the thumbnails for me beforehand. So I had to upload the thumbnail prior to going live. But I'm excited. So here we go. One Piece manga chapter 1080. This one's called The Hero of Legend, and I'm on Manga Plus right now. So here we go. 1080, The Hero of Legend. Reader request, Kawamatsu and Hiyori enjoying origami by Ayao Akamine. Okay, and so we've got exactly what it says. Kawamatsu and Hiyori enjoying origami. Hiyori throwing a little origami crane up there. Totally fine, but that is not what I'm here for. What I'm here for is whatever Garp is about to do. So here we go. Pirate Island full of lead in the New World. Captain Kobe has escaped. What? Really? Yo, if he escapes, he's not the Commodore's anymore, is he? So how much do we get for killing him? We don't have to put any money on him. The Cross Guild will pay for it. I've got my money on him winning straight up. The payout is huge. How much for killing him? A 5-star bounty worth 5 treasure chests, which means roughly 500 million berries. Normally, Navy captains are only 1 star. I find this very interesting right from the get-go, considering the fact that the last time we saw stars as bounties was during Dressrosa and Doflamingo, and I've been saying I want the Cross Guild to break Doflamingo out of Impel Down. I've been saying it. So here we go. Okay. Something's tickling around my left pec. That's where the slaves headed to Meow Crit are stored? The Meow Market? We have our breakout on our hands? Okay, so you've got full Lead Island there. Can we hunt them too, Pizarro? Don't even think about it. Keep your greedy fingers to yourself. Just bring them back and don't kill Kobe. Or I'm going to tell Teach about this. And you have all the rest of them freaking out going, why is the Rock talking? He's on to us already. We have to leave. And you've got Kobe holding down the thing. Navy HQ Captain Sword Kobe. The 500 million berry man, apparently. All right, here we go. Thank you, Captain Kobe. You could have escaped on your own, but you saved us too. I'll be a decoy. Stay on the move and get to safety. And they're all going, thank you, thank you. Meanwhile, take out Kobe. You have the one dude with the watermelon hat going, he is a true saint. Okay. You could have just grabbed them yourself, Pizarro. I'd rather not have Teach in my ear about it later. I'll only bust up the joint. All right, so we have Avalo Pizarro, the corrupt king, with the Isle fruit? Island man. Okay. And Shiryu of the Rain, clear fruit, invisible man. We knew that about Shiryu. The Isle fruit. All right. This feels very Pika-esque. I was assuming it was like some weird trick that Avalo was doing, but he's literally talking through the head of the island. That is super cool. All right. All right. This is cool. Can I go then? So we're going to start seeing more of the devil fruits of the other Blackbeard pirates then, this chapter. That is hype to me. Can I go then? Vasco shot. What are you going to do, huh? They won't be able to escape if we burn down the town, huh? Vasco shot, the heavy drinker with the glug fruit, a booze man? He's got a liquor fruit? All right. Okay, that kind of makes sense considering how he's always looked, but okay, the heavy drinker Vasco shot with the glug fruit, a booze man. This is wild. Seeing Alvalo's face, Pika-like coming out of there. Yo, don't you dare. No fire's going out of control here. Teach will be furious. All right, so that was obviously Avalo talking then before when he mentioned the Meower kit. So all of his little things are going to be cat puns. Cute. Meanwhile, you got Vasco shot over here drinking more. Blub, 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 blub. Oh, we're seeing more? Okay. Wow. Wow, we're getting a lot of stuff here. They only just finished repairing Rocky Port. It's better than leaving it up to Wolf, huh? Meanwhile, he's drinking in the background. San Juan Wolf, the great battleship with the huge, huge fruit, a gigantification man. Okay. And they're going, don't even mention him. This is very weird to me, considering the fact San Juan Wolf was already this gigantic figure. So why would he eat a giant fruit? Same with Vasco Shot. The dude was already a drinker. Why is he drinking a booze fruit? Like, at least Avalo and Shiryu, they're using things that, could potentially upgrade their powers. But Vasco Shot and San Juan, like, one was already a drunk when one was already a giant. So it makes no sense. Why would they want these devil fruit powers? Seems very stupid. I don't understand. All right. Anyway, hold on. Let me continue. I found him. And you got Kobe holding down the little ball and chain there. Dang, I don't think I can shake them. I just have to keep them distracted until everyone else can escape to see. So Kobe's running forward. Kobe the hero. We're going into a little bit of a flashback, it seems. Let me tell you, I have a plan to turn Pirate Island here into its own country. One that's a member of the world government. And I'll be the king. The Blackbeard Kingdom. How does that sound? And meanwhile, you've got Kuzan back there saying, don't be ridiculous. You know that will never fly. A country of criminals? Now, don't go trampling on a man's dream. Besides, I'm using your life as a bargaining chip. If the government and Navy give in to terrorist acts like these, then believe me, all hope is truly lost. So anyway, it's not going to work. I'm a member of SWORD. You see Kizan going like, turning his head. Kuzan's like, wait. Why are you revealing this? Because I still think Kuzan is probably part of SWORD as well. I think Kuzan is working, doing some double agent thing, and he's probably wondering why Kobe is revealing this right now. Okay. Meanwhile, Blackbeard, he's like, SWORD? What's it supposed to mean something? He's right. It's not going to work. Give up on the deal, Teach. So, okay, Kuzan knows a little something. Blackbeard might not, but Kuzan does. What it means is he's Navy, but he ain't Navy. He's turned in his Marine code. And you've got Doc Q over there with Avalo Pizarro. Think of SWORD as sailors who've already submitted their resignation. It means they can choose to fight the four emperors if they want without needing permission from above. They can also ignore any and all orders that they choose. They are wild card commandos. Now, in exchange, the Navy assumes no responsibility for their actions and can cut them loose at any time. Okay, interesting. And meanwhile, Blackbeard's like, I see what you're saying. So that explains the folks who came charging straight for us. I love, by the way, his throne room fortress thing with the chains all over the place and then the tiki torches with the palm trees. It's very cool. All right. Unlike the usual mopes who sit around waiting for clearance. I like your style, but I'm not changing plans. I'll take this tactic as far as it will go. Now, can the Navy really afford to abandon you to the cruel winds of fate when you're known as a hero far and wide? I'll put the question to the world, and the damage it'll do to the government will be deep indeed. Now, keep him in chains until then. This is going to be fun. Don't let him escape. So this is what happened just prior to this. I still think it's wild that Avalo Pizarro has an island fruit and has been talking through the giant skull. Like, of everything revealed so far this chapter, that is the thing that's blowing my mind the most. I don't know why, but it is. All right. We got some boots over here. Clink, clink. Get back here, Kobe. What? I'll help bust you out as long as you free Moria from the cell in the back. What, Perona? I had to team up with a pirate, so I'm out of better options right now. Okay. I'll help you bust out as long as you free Moria from the cell in the back. So Kobe freed Moria then. Perona's working with them. There are 3 Navy sailors in the port. Huh? Navy, that can't be right. Watch out, they're tough. Maybe someone came to rescue me? No, don't hope. I love the face that Kobe's making right now, too. This is great. It's arrogant. I'm ashamed of myself. Who are they? And why are they so strong? They're heading right for the middle of town and they got all their marine stuff on. Stop them. Wait, the bullets don't work? I've had enough out of you. What is going on over here? He cut that dude's head off and then he just regrew it. He's Clayface. He looks just like Clay. What in the world? They are dropping a lot of stuff in this chapter. Marines with devil fruit powers, and then Blackbeard devil fruit powers, and Kobe and Blackbeard wanting to make the kingdom an official kingdom. What in the world? Go on, behave yourself. Keep it moving. There's a weird lady here too. Who is this? Come on now, act lively. Wipe that pathetic look off your face. She's whipping the building. What kind of Oda box is this? There's like 8 different lines. Why are you staring at me? This woman's in the Navy? I'll whip you into shape. What's the matter? You've never seen a Navy woman before? Come closer, you sweet young things. Okay, I'm going to read this whole Oda box out right now, just like this, as it is. Navy HQ, Rear Admiral, Sword, Kujaku, granddaughter of Suru, the great advisor, whip fruit user, discipline woman. So she just turns anything she can into a whip? I don't know if you'd give up your ability to swim for that power. That doesn't seem very good. But okay, the discipline woman Kujaku. I know there's a certain amount of people that are out here that probably love this character right away. I'm thinking of a couple friends I know probably like this character. She's whatever for now, but I like her design. Okay, we've got you surrounded now, Kobe. Open fire. Everyone shoot all at the same time. And he's like, I'm blocked in. I guess this is it for me. Fire. What the? Flowers? Okay. Pretty stupid. What the hell is this now? Why are there flowers on my gun? They're GP flowers, but who did it? Hibari? Hibari, what are you doing over here? Captain Kobe. Oh, they are, it's like one character after another character after another character with devil fruit powers. Listen, don't take this the wrong way, but if you're hungry, I packed a lunch for you. I shot them with flower rounds, and now they can't use their weapons. Navy HQ Lieutenant Commander Sword Hibari. Okay, so maybe she's not a devil fruit user. She's just using flower rounds. Fine. What is this now? Okay. This random dude from all those chapters ago, we're actually seeing him. It's like one thing after another, every single page. How's it coming, Prince? Perfect timing. I just finished up and Kobe's fine. Golem? What? Navy HQ Rear Admiral Sword. Prince Gru? Like from Despicable Me? The Glorp Glorp Fruit Clayman. So he was the dude using the clay characters earlier. And those are his golems. And he could just create clay puppets? We're all set. Bring her right down the middle. Why is this square so cramped? Did the buildings move in? Bro, there is a lot here. We're ready to go. Tashigi and Helmapo and Garp, okay? And they're saying, let's go. Charge. Bring her down right in the middle. A Navy battleship is coming out of the sky towards us. What does this mean? You got all the pirates of Full Lead there. Amazing, amazing shot of Garp's ship flying through the air, about to land in the town square. A battleship. But who's on board? Just run for it. I can't. It's too crowded. So this is where Garp comes in then. Okay. Look at the prow. There's no way. There's no way. I thought he retired. It's the hero of legend and he's laughing. All right, Garp. Vice Admiral Garp, run for your lives. Get off the island. There's no exit from the square. So, okay. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Hey, pirates. Oh, and you see his hockey coming off. Vice Admiral Garp, do you have any idea? Oh, hold on. I scrolled over. Do you have any idea who you've taken prisoner? Kobe is the future of the Navy. What's more, and you got Kobe looking up like, he's doing this for me? He's my protege. Looking like All Might the way he's flying through the sky with the hockey. Galaxy Impact. Bro! Yo! Galaxy Impact, double page spread, Garp jumping up in the air, slamming down, hockey explosion coming off the ground, leveling the entire square. Hopefully the rest of the good guys didn't get caught up in that because that looks like it destroyed everything. To be continued, 1080 end. Okay, let me jump to Viz real quick. Because like I said, I was on Manga Plus right now. Let me jump to Viz real quick because I want to see this as a double page spread. Instead of just back to back. This chapter is wild. Like, I'm looking back at this chapter. The amount of new characters that they introduced this chapter with Devil Fruit powers, in addition to Devil Fruit reveals for the Blackbeard pirates. What in the world? The art, by the way, this chapter is absolutely phenomenal. Like, this is an incredible looking chapter. Beginning to end, this is amazing. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I can't get over this. I don't even know where to begin. Hold on, let me go over to this page real quick. Let me go to the Go Live page just so I don't miss everybody's donations and I see all the membership things and I call everybody out. Because again, I'm on mobile right now, which is why everything is vertical and looking messed up. So apologies for that, but I just want to make sure that I have the full list of everything here. Okay. What in the world, man? Like, because correct me if I'm wrong, we saw Gru before. We saw him in that shot when Garp was leaving to go save Kobe. But also, there's a whole bunch of stuff here. Blackbeard isn't here right now. It's Alvaro Pizarro, Shiryu of the Rain, San Juan Wolf, and Vasco shot. So realistically, we could see 4 members of the Blackbeard Pirates go down right now because we've got Garp, we've got Kujaku, we've got Hibari, we've got Prince Gru, we've got Helmeppo, we've got Tashigi, we've got a lot of major characters here. And, well, Kuzan probably isn't here. Kuzan's probably over. Dude, oh my gosh, man. The story possibilities it sets up, because I'm taking this off. I'm taking off my jacket because there's a lot of stuff. I'm getting hot. I'm sweating. I'm getting excited because I guess I'm kind of going into a review right now, mixed with a reaction. This one's all over the place. Again, I'm out of town right now. We're breaking the mold. I'm going with what is coming out of my head right now. If Blackbeard is not currently here on this island as Garp is attacking and saving Kobe, and Kobe saved like Gecko Moria, and Perona was there too. I literally forgot about that until the second I just said Kobe again and break it out. Does that mean that Blackbeard Kuzan, the sniper guy, whose name I'm drawing a blank on right now because there's too much information, I'm getting information overload right now. Does that mean they're at Egghead? And that when we saw Blackbeard's ship, right? When we saw Blackbeard's ship going towards Egghead 2 chapters ago or 1 chapter ago or whatever, does that then mean that when we see Blackbeard again, it's going to be at the Egghead incident? And that's going to be on top of Kizaru. And that's going to be on top of Agoro Save. Because now we know Blackbeard's whole thing. Blackbeard wants to turn Full Lead Island into the Blackbeard Kingdom and be recognized by the world government. Bro, if there's one thing I learned from this chapter, pardon my French, but the Blackbeard pirates are a bunch of dumbasses. All of them. They're all incredibly stupid. Every single one. Because, first off, why would he want to turn the kingdom into a world government sanctioned country? Why on earth would Blackbeard, one of the Yonko of the Sea, one of the most hyped up characters, why would he want to do that? There's no logical reason, especially for how things are being shaken up right now, for him to do that. That is one of the stupidest goals in the history of One Piece. His goal is just, I want to make my island a country and be king. Just like every other One Piece villain that we've seen in the history of One Piece. Oh, Dressrosa, and now Doflamingo is going to be king. Crocodile is going to be king, whatever. Meanwhile, you've got all of his crew members eating the stupidest devil fruit powers that make no sense. Like, If you're already a giant character, why would you eat a gigantification man fruit? That has got to be the stupidest thing on earth. The whole thing was San Juan Wolf when we saw him before. He was massive. We saw him literally standing in water. We saw him standing in water when they broke out of Impel Down. So he literally just got the huge fruit to get bigger. Maybe you're right, Blaze. I see Blaze in the chat saying maybe it's a front for his actual plan. Maybe. But that has got to be the stupidest thing. The only one this chapter where I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting is Avalo Pizarro, who's got the island fruit. But this seems like it's a different fruit from Pika's. Because Pika's fruit is not the island fruit, is it? Hold on, let me type this in. Pika. His is like the stone fruit or something. Hold on, Pika One Piece Wiki. I want to double check. The Ishi no Mi, Pika. I just want to double check. The stone fruit. Right, okay, I was right. So there's an island fruit and a stone fruit. Okay. But like the booze fruit? Like, that just seems so stupid. Why would you ever use that? This is the chapter of dumb devil fruit powers. You got the boot. Not to say I hate it or anything. I actually love the fact that there's a bunch of stupid devil fruit users out there. But the fact that there's a whip fruit user and a glug fruit user, it's so silly. At least the one of all the other devil fruits beyond Avalo Pizarro that I think is kind of cool in this chapter is Gru's. I think Gru is kind of a neat one with the Clayman fruit where he could create giant clay fighters and have them look like Marines and then get beaten up by other characters. I mean, that's neat. Puppet users are always kind of good. So I think that's interesting that he's got that devil fruit power. Hibari seems really cool. The fact that she's a sniper and she's got these flower rounds. I also love that little moment where we got in the flashback where Blackbeard was talking about his dream and talking to Kobe. And then you had Kuzan with the realization about Sword. I loved it. I loved all of this. This is a really wild. And even going back to the very beginning of the chapter where we're seeing the 5-star bounty for Kobe. And it says that's worth 5 treasure chests, roughly 500 million berries. Again, going back to what I said at the very beginning of the reaction, like, I'm wondering if they snagged that idea with the star bounties from Doflamingo in Dressrosa, where Doflamingo was setting up the bounties for all the characters that were there. Man, this is a really, really good chapter. Like a really, really good one. And I feel like next chapter is going to be even better, assuming we're going to see the continuation of what's happening here. Because realistically, I could see fights with Blackbeard commanders right now with Garp. Because Garp is holding his own. I think Garp, there's always discussions about like what power level is Garp in his prime, Garp top 5, whatever, all this stuff. Garp with one single galaxy impact, jumping off of the ship midair, slamming down onto the ground with some hockey-infused fist. I'm very curious to see him in an actual fight. I want to see him topple San Juan Wolf. I want to see him go all in and punch Avalo Pizarro and somehow, as the island fruit user, just destroy the island with his fists, and that's how he beats him. I mean, this chapter is amazing. This is like really, really an amazing chapter. Rob Harley said the spoilers actually called the glug fruit a bubble fruit. But he's got, I mean, it's clearly a liquor user. That's something that we've seen. And Majin Kenny in the chat is saying we still need the continuation of Law versus Blackbeard. That's the other thing. Where is Law right now? Like when we see Blackbeard again at Egghead Island, are we going to get a panel with him going, check out my new power room? And that's going to be where the chapter ends? Because I still stand by the fact that I think there is no way, absolutely, positively, no way, and maybe it is copium as a Law fan, but there is no way that Oda kills Law off camera. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that he does that. Because at least we saw we saw Kid go down in the fight with Shanks a couple chapters ago. We literally saw that. I cannot imagine he pulls a surprise with Room with Blackbeard off camera. I just don't see it happening. Law is too popular of a character. I don't know. This is wild. This is, I mean, I kind of want to jump right into super chats because there's a lot of things I have questions about, and I'm seeing things getting answered in member questions and super chats. I'm really all over the place. This chapter is phenomenal. I mean, in terms of just a base review of the chapter, because again, like I'm out of town right now. I got to formulate my thoughts. There's a lot of stuff going on here. This to me is like peak One Piece. This is what I read One Piece for. Lots of new characters being introduced. Lots of cool Devil Fruit powers, interesting directions they're taking the story, the reveal that Blackbeard wants to turn Full Lead into a world government island, Kobe working with Perona to free Moria to then be saved by Garp. Like, there's so much going on here. I really, I don't know where to start. Vanitas's manga review says Vasco had a booze fruit. I called it. Now I just need a cola-powered Frankie versus a booze-powered Vasco. That's the other thing. Like, who are these characters going to fight? Like, let me go over here real quick because I know that James left a little artist note. Obviously, we're already showing the thumbnail with Garp. Already talked about that, how I had to preload the thumbnail this week, so I knew it was going to be a Garp chapter. But he did leave some artist notes that I want to read. He said, this was an amazing chapter. And by the way, didn't we just have a break? There are so many cool characters this chapter. Kujaku is cool, and I was worried about Hibari. I thought Hibari would be a throwaway character, but she's actually super cool too. I have to draw them one day. And of course, the MVP of the chapter was Garp, so I had to draw him for the thumbnail. There's just so many cool things in this chapter, but it had me wondering in the endgame, who is going to fight who? I mean, Zoro will maybe fight the island fruit guy, but then Sanji fights the giant guy? I really have no idea. Some fun fights up ahead. Interesting that he brought up like Straw Hat fights with the characters that we saw here. Assuming San Juan and Alvaro make it out of here from Garp, I could see maybe San Juan being the giant fighting Usopp. I think that would be kind of cool. Like a David and Goliath kind of thing. And then Usopp admiring the giants, but San Juan not really being a giant, right? Having the gigantification fruit. I think that'd be kind of neat. I would love to see Usopp versus San Juan Wolf. As for the island fruit guy, I don't think Zoro's fighting Alvaro. I still think Zoro has to fight Shiyu. I mean, they're both the swordsmen. This has been set up for a long time. I feel like Shiyu has to be Zoro's fight. I would be shocked if Zoro doesn't fight Shiyu at some point. But I definitely think like if San Juan is going to fight somebody and it's on the Straw Hat crew and it's not a character that's here right now, I think San Juan's going to fight Usopp. Also, Monkey Thief in the chat saying, I think Usopp needs the redemption. I don't necessarily think he needs it, but I think it'd be cool for him to have a fight. Thank you for bringing that up, though. Isla, by the way, donated and said, sup. I'm, by the way, in the USA in October and September. Oh, that's awesome. I'm thinking, since we saw all the Blackbeard Masters, but not Lafitte and Devona, Masters of Disguise, maybe they're the ones going to Egghead. Maybe the story is one giant clue, and maybe there are going to be two more players at play. Okay, so you're thinking that Lafitte and Katarina Devon are actually on the ship with Blackbeard right now on their way to Egghead Island. I actually think that's a really cool idea. I think Devon makes a lot of sense to bring over there because maybe Devon, well, we don't necessarily know how her power works in entirety, do we? Could Devon potentially disguise herself as the Gorosei, Saturn, that is currently on his way to Egghead? Because that would be super duper sick. I would love that. Also, you guys are bringing up in the chat that, of course, Usopp has to fight Von Augur because they're the two snipers. That's right. I forgot about Von Augur. You're right. Yeah, so who would fight San Juan? Maybe Chopper? Maybe Chopper goes like new monster point or something and gets massive. And then they have like a giant kaiju fight. San Juan Wolf versus Chopper. That could be kind of cool. I would like that. Yeah, but as for Lafitte and Devon, I mean, I could definitely see Lafitte going to Egghead. We've seen Lafitte in world government buildings before. That's something that we've seen multiple times. I think Devon being there, being a master of disguise could be really cool for the plot of Egghead Island. I think Blackbeard's got to be over there now, though. If Blackbeard already left and Kuzan already left, and we've just got Alvaro, Shiyu, San Juan Wolf, and Vasco shot on full lead right now, I could almost see a situation in which at least two of them go down by Garp. But we'll see. Reese, by the way, donated and said, Alvaro Pizarro might be referencing the Cheshire Cat. He behaves very cat-like and can merge with the island environment. Oh, you know what? Maybe. I could definitely see that happening. I like that a lot. I could see that being an Alice in Wonderland reference. I never would have put those two together. But yeah, when you mention him sort of morphing his face into the environment and being like a cat, that is very Cheshire Cat-like. And you guys know I love my Disney, I love my fairy tales. So if they're going to implement Alice in Wonderland stuff in Blackbeard's crew, I'm all for it. Let's see. Isla also donated again and said, I'm also thinking, remember Sengoku stopping Garp in Marineford? He knew that Garp could destroy everything. Well, I mean, Garp is hype. Garp has always been hype, you know? I feel like we've just been waiting for a moment in which Garp could show off his full potential. I think this might be it. But again, I also don't see a situation in which Garp dies here if Blackbeard's not here. I feel like if you're going to take Garp down, you need a huge, major character to take down Garp. I feel like Garp, with the other Marines that are there right now, will probably be enough to take down the Blackbeard pirates that are there. Yeah. Hollow Avarice also donated and said, Roger, I need to say this. I think this chapter justifies that we are indeed getting close to the final war. We're getting info on more of the Blackbeard pirates and on Sword and on Blackbeard's goal. Totally. Temp6T said, by the way, take a look at the chapter 966 cover page. You will recognize a couple characters now. Okay. One Piece 966 cover page. That's the one with the spread of all the young Marines, right? 966 cover page. Let's see this. Oh! Gang Beja's Oh My Family. Beja's wife, Chiffon, arrested at the Navy salon. Wow! So they were teasing Gru and Kujaku all this time ago? They were there in the background of the Gang Beja story? That's amazing! And you even got Gru with the clay monster behind him. That's awesome. Wow. So Oda's really been thinking about these Marine characters for a long time now, setting them up, getting ready for this. Oh, this is cool, man. I thought we were at a point where we weren't going to get that many more hype new Marine characters. And yet here we are going into the final war with a lot of cool named Marines with interesting powers. I think that Pris Gru definitely has the coolest one with the clay power. But I like Hibari with the flower rounds. Kujaku, I don't know. The power is weird to me. I got to see more of her. Her design is interesting, though. Wow, that is neat. Thank you for bringing that up. I did not see that earlier. Wow, okay. Okay, let me go back. Hold on. Matthew Godfrey donated and said, I'm going to Chicago for a week in July, and I'll have a car. Any recommendations for places and foods? I got you right now, Matthew. This isn't One Piece related, so I'm going to go super quick. Recommendations, boom. If you want deep dish pizza, Uno's and Due's. You can go to either of them. There's two locations. They're both downtown. They're delicious, but go to one of the two locations that are downtown. Also, if you want good Italian food, Labriola is excellent. They've got really good like little flatbread pizzas. They've got lots of other good pasta dishes. There's one that's downtown. There's another one that I think is in Oak Brook. So if you've got a car, you could drive to Oak Brook. Highly recommend Labriola. They've got a delicious bakery. They've got awesome foods. If you're looking for good breakfast, go to Sweet Maple Cafe. It is in the University Village, Little Italy type area near UIC. Just type in Sweet Maple Cafe. Absolutely amazing breakfast food. One of the best places in all of Chicago. I loved it. I would frequent it when I was in Chicago all the time. Go to Sweet Maple. And then another really good restaurant, Berghoff's, if you want good German food, and the Russian Tea Room across from the Art Institute, if you want really good Russian food. There you go. Boom. Lots of food recommendations. Enjoy your time in Chicago. It's a food mecca. I love it there. Moving on. Hold on. We have a donation from Inre Mugiwara saying Akainu definitely owes Sengoku a formal thank you for saving his life at Marineford from Sengoku holding back Garp. That's true. See, this is what Garp could have done. He chose to hold back. Well, he didn't choose to hold back. He held it back. But still in all, man, I wonder if Akainu fans are actually that upset by this chapter, though. Are there really even Akainu fans? I don't know if there's really Akainu fans. I don't know. King G donated and said, Blackbeard wants to be king of the pirates cheaply by being the official king of the pirate island. Oh, that's a good way to look at it. See, again, that goes to show what an idiot Blackbeard is. Exactly. He's trying to do it a cheap way. He doesn't want to go, oh, that's so good. That's such a good little note. I didn't even think of that. Blackbeard wants to be the king of the pirates the cheap way by being the official king of the pirate island. His goal might be Emu. Luffy seats Blackbeard for this. Blackbeard finds Emu. Luffy finds Blackbeard, and they all fight, and the Red Line gets destroyed. Okay, so we went into a little bit of theory crafting right there, but I really do love the idea that Blackbeard's going for it the cheap way and Luffy's going for it the hard way by actually collecting the poneglyphs, actually going to One Piece. I love that. I honestly did not make that connection when I was reading the chapter, but I think that's definitely meant to be how you're supposed to read it, I think. That seems very Oda-esque. That sounds like the type of way and the type of thing that Blackbeard would do to go about being Pirate King. I like that a lot. Really, 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 really good thing to note, King G. Masterman donated and said, I think Blackbeard wants an invite to the Reverie, because that might be the easiest way into Marijoa. I mean, maybe that's his front, right? But the Reverie just happened, so he's going to have to wait a couple years if he's going to do that. But it still seems kind of weird. He wants an invite to the I mean, I don't know. I still think Blackbeard's... My opinion of Blackbeard dropped after this chapter, I feel. Like, he makes... Not in terms of how he's written. I think this is actually a really smart way to write him. Like, I like what they're doing with the chapter. But I think in terms of, like, the character's goals, I think he's just kind of an idiot now. And I think his whole crew are kind of stupid too. Maybe he does have a greater plan, but honestly, I don't think he does. I think that might actually be what he wants to do, which is so stupid. Isla donated again and said, remember when we were talking about where devil fruits come from and desires and dreams? Maybe in this chapter we have some examples. Well, I guess maybe like the booze user. I'm sure there's some alcoholic out there that wanted the booze fruit. I'm sure there's somebody out there that wanted the discipline fruit, the whip fruit user. Some weirdo 50 Shades of Grey kind of person. I'm sure they probably wanted that. The clay thing, I could see a little kid, making up that devil fruit power, saying, I wish I could just have the power to create unlimited clay. Maybe there's just some kid who loves Play-Doh, loves playing with Play-Doh, and just wanted to have unlimited Play-Doh. I don't know. But you're right. There are some pretty good examples of bizarre desires of devil fruits in this chapter. Alejandro donated and said, I can't believe that Despicable Me is now canon with Gru. I mean, Gru and his minions. I hope you enjoy your break, Roger, and can come back fresh. Thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciate that. Yeah, for everybody who was asking, I am indeed going on break on YouTube, much like One Piece, which is fine. I'm going out of town right now. I'm going to Italy. I'm enjoying the family vacation. I'm unplugging completely. I'm not going on YouTube. I'm not going to look at comment sections. I'm not even going to be on Twitter. I think the only social media that I'm probably going to have is Instagram. So if you want to follow my trip in Italy, or you want to see what I'm doing for the next couple of weeks, like go follow me on Instagram. But that's the only one that I'm going to be using. I'm not using Twitter. I'm not using YouTube. I'm not using any of that stuff. I need a full way to unplug. I feel like it's just been such a stressful year, as I talked about in that update video, with the privacy settings changing on videos, and then having the hack that happened earlier this year, and then all the other live stream mess ups, and it's not been a good year on YouTube. And I feel like I just need to sort of press the reset button and go in fresh. And I already have some really cool ideas for when I come back. But for the time being, I am on break. In fact, I don't know when I will be back, to be honest, either. I don't really have like a return date yet. It might be when the next One Piece chapter drops. I don't know, because that'll be 2 weeks from now. It might be before then. It might be after then. I really don't know. I will keep you guys posted once I return from Italy, to let you know what I'm doing with the next One Piece chapter, if I'm going to do it live or if I'm going to upload it as a review or whatever. But I will be back eventually. Like, I saw some people saying on Twitter, like, oh, are you quitting YouTube? No, of course not. Obviously, this is my job. Also, I like it. I like going live and talking to all of you. I like talking to thousands of people every Sunday morning about One Piece. It's a fun life. And I travel, and it's great. But I need the step back, and I need a little bit of a refresher. Because as Reagan was talking to me about this the other day, I didn't realize this until she said this. And I was like, dang, that's kind of crazy. I have not had a full break, like an actual break, for 7 years. 7 years. I have not had a full break in 7 years. Because even the days where I was going on vacation or going on trips, I was uploading content. I was making content. I was still going on Twitter. I was still putting things out. I've not actually had a full unplug in 7 years. That's wild to me. And when she put it like that, I was like, you know what? I do deserve this break. So I'm happy about it. I'm happy about it. And thankfully, everyone's been super supportive. Lots of people in the update video have been saying, you definitely deserve it. Go on your break. It's nice. You've been putting in a lot of hard work. You've been grinding. So I appreciate it. So anyway, let's continue. We still have a lot of donations and a lot of things that I missed. Lots of different topics to go over. This one comes from, oh, hold on, I accidentally scrolled down. This one comes from Jack, who said, I don't know, Roger, I wouldn't call devil fruits dumb before we know what they do. I mean, imagine hearing the string fruit for the first time and not knowing what it does. Totally. Oh, yeah, of course. Like, devil fruits could end up having amazing powers that I'm not expecting. I'm just saying at first glance, whip fruit user, kind of stupid. Just at first glance. But you're totally right. That could end up being a really awesome devil fruit power a little bit later on. So you're totally right. Andrew A donated and said, Katarina, Lafitte, and Aokiji, I think, are the ones that are accounted for. So do you think they are on their way to Egghead Island right now? I do. I think at the very least, after we talked about it, I think Devon, Kuzan, and Blackbeard are over there. If they're hyping up Egghead Island to be an incident that's going to be even more monumental than Ohara, I feel like Blackbeard should probably be there, or at the very least, Kuzan is there. And maybe we get Kuzan versus Kizaru, or we get some infighting between the two, or we see Devon pretending to be a Gorosei, something along those lines. But yeah, I definitely think some major players are going to be over there. Yeah. Hollow Everest donated again and said, I actually think Booze could be a special paramecia, kind of like Mochi. Maybe he has the power of a Logia, but also gets his foes drunk. Also, imagine Hibari versus Usopp with the flower rounds versus the pop greens. That is super fun. I love the idea of Usopp versus Hibari for a little bit. Man, Usopp is getting like lots of potential opponents right now. You have Von Augur as the sniper of the crew. You've got Hibari if he's going against a Marine. You've got San Juan if you want to do the David and Goliath thing. Lots of really cool potential for Usopp, and he needs it. I want to see Usopp get a big W. So yeah, I like the way they're setting certain things up there. Great. Brony B said, Roger, I also don't know if you caught it, but Garp is definitely using Advanced Conquerors hockey. The way that they describe the sword members, it sounds like Garp to me. Just great chapter and great reaction overall. Do you think that is Conquerors hockey? Is that actual Conquerors hockey? I'm going to look at this page again. If Garp indeed has Conquerors hockey, that's a big fat W. Let me see. You know the easiest way to check on this and to end the debate is I just go to the One Piece Wiki. And I'm like, what do they say right now? Does the One Piece Wiki think that it's Conquerors hockey? Or does the One Piece Wiki think it's just armament? Let me see. Conquerors hockey, One Piece Wiki. Those are the kind of things when it comes to power sets that I just like having things explained. Okay, so far, they have not said it's Conquerors hockey yet. It is not listed as Conquerors hockey yet. So I'm going to also play it safe and say it's hockey, but not necessarily Conquerors hockey just yet. But it could be. Might be a little too soon, and I certainly want it to be true. I would love to see Garp with Conquerors hockey. I think it makes a lot of sense. Being, the former hero of the Marines, all this other stuff, I think this is great. Vizoth said, how is this even a discussion, though? Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to play it safe. I just want to play it safe. There have been too many times where I've called things early and then people got mad at me. I'm just going to play it safe. But I think if I had to bet money on it, if I had to make a prediction, I would say this probably is Conquerors. The fact that he's doing this in the air, and like you said, Vizoth, he's not even touching the ground. He's not touching anything. He's punching the air, and there's an explosion. And he's destroying the town and leveling it. I feel like you're right. Maybe it is Conquerors. But again, I want to be safe. What a cool shot. I'm looking at this page again right now, too, with him saying he's my protege, Galaxy Impact. This is so fire, man. I love this. This chapter in general is just so good. The amount of information they put in here. The fact that the Moria Perona Kobe thing was one tiny panel, like, just smashed in the middle of this otherwise incredible chapter. And that's a huge story reveal. Huge. That Kobe potentially freed Moria and Perona's there too. Wild. Okay. Let's keep it going. Let me go back. There's a lot of stuff here. Mike Manbull donated and said San Juan Wolf versus Caribou and Prince Gru. Gru uses Caribou's endless mud to make a huge golem the size of Wolf. Bro, you know what, Mike? I'm cool with that. If you want to do Caribou teaming up with Prince Gru, I don't know why that would make any sense. I don't know why Caribou would be working with a Marine, but you know what? I like the idea. Using the unlimited mud to create a giant clay monster. There you go. I'm fine. Vanitas donated and said, Tekking thinks it's going to be Kuzan, Devon, and Lafitte heading to Egghead Island, and the rest are split between fighting Law and defending Beehive. Interesting. Kuzan, I think, is probably the one given. I agree with him on that. I think I've mentioned that a couple times during this review. Kuzan is definitely the one where I feel like if there's any character that's going to be over there, it's going to have to be Kuzan. Simply due to the fact that there's too much good drama there with Kizaru and Kuzan and the Gorosei and being a former admiral and Vegapunk and the island. There's too many ties and too many things I think they could do with Kuzan. So I agree. I think Kuzan is there. I also think Devon makes a lot of sense with the power to change into different people. I think I'm right there with you guys. I think Devon is also probably going to be there. I don't know about Lafitte. I think Lafitte could be anywhere else. I think the two that make a lot of sense are Kuzan and Devon. I think the one that is definitely going to be there is Kuzan. Without a doubt. We've waited so long. We don't really know what's going on with him. We've, waited since the very beginning of the time skip. We know that he was no longer with the Marines. He's potentially rumored to be working with Blackbeard. What's going on? So I feel like Kuzan's got to be there. I also kind of feel like Blackbeard has to be there too, like I mentioned earlier. But I could see Kuzan being there and Blackbeard not being there. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's a story thing they could do with that, and then maybe Blackbeard's off doing his own thing with Law and with some other characters, with Pudding. I don't know. Muhammad Suyeb donated and said, this is actually happening at the same time as Law versus Blackbeard in Winter Island, and Kuzan, Lafitte, and Devon would be at Egghead Island. Oh! Wait. Is that true? This, right now, with Garp, is happening concurrently with Law and Blackbeard? Are you sure? Because that changes things. Because then Blackbeard is definitely not there. Then that would have to be Kuzan. Mason said, I think so. Monkey Thief said, I don't think it's confirmed. Rob said, I think it's very possible. Hollow Everest said, it's a theory. Jack says, maybe. Not confirmed, but likely. Okay. If that is the case, then I think we're safe. I think Law fans can breathe easy if that is the case. And the Blackbeard stuff happened at the same time. See, I assumed when we saw the Blackbeard ship and it was the main ship, it was like the log ship during that last chapter that was on its way to Egghead Island, I assumed that was actually Blackbeard. But maybe you're right. Maybe that's all happening at different places at different times. I hope that's the case. I want to believe. I want to believe. Paul Glansman donated and said, Roger, enjoy your break, and what a good chapter to go out on for now. Even better than the last chapter, IMO. I feel like the last two have just been incredible. The Shanks kid chapter, incredible. This Blackbeard Pirate Scarp chapter, incredible. Like, every single one has been good. Roberto donated and said, the whip fruit is actually what moved the buildings. She can whip anything she moves? Wait, what? Wait, let me go back a little bit. What is this? The whip fruit moved the buildings. Huh? Oh, I see. Oh, I didn't even notice it the first time. She cracks the thing, and then you see the building slide to the side. The guy even said she's whipping the building, but I just assumed she was just weird. She was just hitting the building to do something. I didn't realize she's actually moving the building with the whip. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Weird. So she can move anything that she whips? Again, I need to see more of her power before I'm like, oh, that's a cool power. But interesting. I did not see that before. Thank you, Roberto. Wow. $100 donation. Wow. From DJ Goku 777. Wow. Saying my mom, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Saying my mom passed from cancer in February. I am so sorry, DJ Goku. You, Tekking, King of Lightning, and Parvision have saved me from shutting down. She was also a firm believer in inherited will and positivity. Every Smash reaction of yours has reminded me of Etika, and you've truly embodied his will. Bro, man. Take your break, King. Dude, Goku. Thank you very much, man. That is a really, really kind donation. I'm so sorry to hear about your mom. That is the highest praise you can give me. Wow. Thank you very, very much. Obviously, Etika was always the GOAT in terms of Nintendo reactions, was a good friend of mine as well. And man, to hear you say that is just like brings a lot of emotions out in me on 8:30 on a Sunday morning. So thank you very much, DJ Goku. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you for the donation. Again, very, very sorry for your loss, but I'm happy that me and Tekking and King of Lightning and Parvision could bring a little joy into your life during a really dark time. So thank you again, DJ Goku. Really, really appreciate that. Wow. Wow. Really very sweet donation. Jeez, thank you so much. Jeff Rambert super chatted and said, I think Frankie and Vegapunk are going to turn the Sunny into a Megazord and fight Sanwine that way. And then Blackbeard will capture Garp and the other sword members as ransom. I kind of love the idea of like a Megazord Frankie and Vegapunk. I think Obi agrees. You could hear him in the background right now barking. I think Obi agrees. He wants to see Frankie in a giant mech taking him out. I think that'd be kind of cool. Jack also donated and said, Blackbeard has talked about the One Piece way too many times for him to go about it the cheap way. Maybe, but then again, at the same time, I feel like Blackbeard and Luffy have always sort of been the antithesis of each other, right? Like, Luffy liked what was it? Blackbeard liked the cherry pie, Luffy didn't like the cherry pie. Like, from the very first moment we saw them in Jaya, we saw that they're completely different people. So I feel like it would make a lot of sense if Blackbeard would do it the cheap way, if Luffy is doing it the correct way. Luffy's a good person, Blackbeard's a terrible person. It makes sense to me. Yeah. James Vale said, I just want to, my idiot self, 8 a.m. That's James, my thumbnail artist. Oh my God, dude. James Vale, my thumbnail artist, is in the chat right now. I read it like, James Vale. Bro, what am I talking about? That's James Vale. Okay. I just went back to see the artist note reaction. I'm glad I didn't have super spoilers in the thumbnail since you had to preload the thumbnail. Thank you very much, James. Greatly appreciate it. As always, you did a phenomenal job. Thank you very, very much for the absolutely incredible art this week with Garp. I think you made the right choice because you didn't spoil any of the new characters. You didn't spoil any of the other new devil fruits. You just showed Garp punching, and I think that was the right way to go about it. So thank you very, very much. Thank you for keeping me unspoiled. Greatly appreciate it. James is the GOAT. You guys already know this. Not anything new. Thank you very, very much. Hipuno donated, I hope I'm saying your name correctly, saying I had to pop in early to catch you live and show my support and bid you a relaxing break. Banger of a chapter to send you off on. Thank you very much. And Terrence Matthews said, I think Vasco Shot is actually a drunken fist user and the alcohol is flammable. Now that could be really cool, Terrence Matthews. I would love to see the drunken fist, which I just recently became familiar with, going through Naruto for the first time last year. I think it'd be kind of cool to see Vasco Shot actually fight that way. That'd be kind of cool. Obviously, that's a callback, though, to, I think it's like a Bruce Lee movie or something, isn't it? Where he used a drunken fist technique. So, very, very cool. I like the idea of a drunken fist master. Nathaniel donated. Nathan. It just put your name in a weird way. It said, I could see Prime Roger and Prime Garp doing a Divine Galaxy fist departure against everyone at God Valley, and it would have bodied everyone everywhere. I really need a God Valley movie right now. I am right there with you, Nathan. I think if they're ever going to do another canon One Piece film, I would love them to turn God Valley into a film. And they could tease the important bits in the manga and then actually turn it into a full-on film. I think that would be sick. I would really, really love that. Too Much J-Pop also donated and said, maybe I'm dumb and unaware, but could the 3 monkey-named characters be connected to the 3 wise monkeys? Mute, blind, and deaf. Random thought that I had this week. You mean Monkey D. Garp, Monkey D. Luffy, and Monkey D. Dragon? Like see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil? I don't know how that would necessarily connect. Unless, let me just try to break that down. since you donated, let me try to break that down. Unless you're thinking of it in terms of Garp is see no evil because he's working with the Marines, right? And he's putting aside maybe what he believes in for what he also thinks is the greater good with working with Marines, and he overlooks some things. And then maybe Luffy would be speak no evil as Joy Boy and someone who can hear the voice of all things and laughs all the time and is just a genuine good-looking guy, nice guy. Maybe that would be Luffy, and then Dragon would be hear no evil. I don't know. It's a stretch. No pun intended with Luffy. It's a stretch. I would need to hear somebody else sort of connect it and take more time to really flesh everything out. I don't know, though. Maybe. The three Monkey D's being connected to hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Never really thought about it. I think it's interesting to think about. We got another donation. This one comes from Carlos, who says, Blackbeard's finding a way to weaken his enemies. He's exposing the world to his goal by showing their corruption, tempting an ally to the world government again to get inside Emu's castle. A lot of people think that he's trying to break into Emu's castle, and that's his whole bargaining chip there. I don't know. Myron Lyons donated and said, I also asked Teching this as well. Do you think Moria is alive? Absolutely, Moria is alive. There's no way that Moria is dead. Of course. Why would Perona be working with Kobe then and breaking him out if he didn't break out Moria? Naturally. Yeah. Is this the same situation where Moria showed up for Absalom and he's dead and Devon's acting like him? Cheers to your much-deserved break. I don't think Devon is acting like Moria. I think I agree with the chat. I think Devon's on her way to Egghead Island. I think Moria is probably freed now with Perona, and then they freed Kobe, and that's what set all this up. Yeah. Benjamin Lerner donated and said, what a great chapter. I liked it a lot. I also would wonder what Kuzan would do if he faced Garp. But either way, enjoy your break and enjoy your trip. Thank you very, very much. And Clown donated and said, I don't really think that Kobe is a big enough bargaining chip. But luckily for Blackbeard, the actual bargaining chip is headed to Egghead Island, a.k.a. St. J. Garcia. Maybe. Again, that depends on whether or not Blackbeard is actually there, though, or if Kuzan is over there. We're going to have to find out later. Blue Tiger. Oh, Blue Tiger. Longtime viewer Blue Tiger donated and said, Roger, I just wanted to say that you definitely earned this vacation, so please take it easy. Thank you very much, Blue Tiger. Also, do you think only certain high-ranking Marines know about Sword? Because why would Kizaru attack X-Drake? Also, this is not Garp's prime, so imagine what he would be like in his prime. Again, I want it to be a movie. I want them to do it as a movie more than anything else. Carlos donated again and said, Katarina Devon turning into Blackbeard maybe temporarily would distract the red-haired pirates? Don't believe Blackbeard warped past Elbaf to Egghead to get Luffy because red hair would be on his tail. I really think it's going to be Aokiji and Katarina who's pretending to be Blackbeard. Now that I really like. I really, really like that. Devon acting as Blackbeard, showing up at Egghead Island alongside Kuzan. Meanwhile, Blackbeard's doing his own thing, fighting with Law, doing the stuff with Pudding. I really like that a lot. I love the idea that Devon is actually just masking as Blackbeard himself. I think that's really cool. Mackerel, by the way, re-upped his membership 37 months saying, Happy Easter, Roger. Happy Easter to you too. Happy Easter to everybody who celebrates. Absolutely. Absolutely. Can't wait till the Straw Hats recruit a giant teenager that has a Logia fruit for the crew. Huh? Where's that coming from? Where is that coming from? A giant teenager that has a Logia fruit? I think they can keep that. I don't necessarily want that. I think I'm good. Hold on. I have a couple more donations that I have to backtrack on. Give me a second. One is from Jack that says, check out 1073's cover. This is the Stussy one? 1073's cover. What is the cover of? Oh, the flowers! The flower rounds! Oh, right! Wow, I totally forgot about that. That was one of Vegapunk's inventions. And all the other people in Mads are like, what are you doing creating flower rounds? And now we're actually seeing Ibarra use them. Wow. See, this is why I love doing this live, because again, you guys remind me of things and all these different connections I never would have otherwise made. So cool that he's connecting that to what we saw just like 7 or so chapters ago. Very, very neat. I definitely would have completely forgotten about that. Really cool. I love that a lot. And then some of you guys are saying that you think San Juan already had his devil fruit power when we met him. But he was standing in water when we met him, wasn't he? All the stuff in Impel Down, wasn't he literally standing in water? So I had assumed that he didn't have a devil fruit power at this point. I assumed he was already just some giant thing, and then he ate the gigantification thing, and it just made him more giant. Yeah, he was already supersized. Yeah, so I think he's just stupid. I think he's just a supersized guy that ate a giant fruit. Maybe he did already have his power, though. I'm not going to say definitively one way or the other. I'll wait until a Vivre card clarifies it or something. I'm not really sure. Temp60 also said, I had a huge YouTube break when it came to uploading as well, and it was really great for one's mental health. It gives you lots of ideas for the comeback too, so enjoy your rest. Thank you, Temp60. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. And Falco donated and said, Roger, I think the devil fruits of the Blackbeard crew weren't actually random. I think Blackbeard carefully chose them to further accomplish his end goal. God Valley with an island fruit. He wants to recreate God Valley with an island fruit? Also, Yoshi Pudding said the San Juan Wolf thing was confirmed in a Vivre card and clarified in SBS. He already had that devil fruit. Oh, okay then. Well, I'll trust your judgment. I'll trust your judgment, chat. I'll just assume that you guys were right and that it was already confirmed in a Vivre card, and I just somehow missed it some way. So that's fine then. All right, cool. I'll take that then. All right, I think that's everybody. So real quick, because I don't have my credit screen to shout out everybody, I want to give a shout out to Jason Voorhees, Roberto Figueiredo, Rob, Masterman, Hassan M, Jeff Rembert, Rajan Shima, JY Jackie, Halo Sama, Iroquois Ramirez, Mackerel, and everybody else who's in the chat right now who's a member. I wanted to shout out all of them. Those were all the members who re-upped their membership during the stream. And then shout out again to all the members that were in chat. Really, really, really excellent chapter this week. I very much enjoyed this one. Like you guys said, I'm happy that this was the last chapter that I'm reading before going on my big break, because I feel like it gives me a lot to think about. I want to go reread it at some point. Look at all the little things that were revealed. Overall, like I said, during the brief review portion before we went into the super chats, honestly, this whole thing was like a reaction and a review and a super chat mix this week. I'm not even going to put timestamps in because honestly, it was a mix. There was so much we were going over, so much to talk about, so many things that I missed that you guys then brought up in the chat. I think this was a phenomenal chapter. We'll be back to normal when I get back, eventually, whenever that is. We'll be back to normal with the full-on live streams. I'm considering maybe doing something else too with the reviews and potentially uploading the reviews separately and then having like the full streams while everyone is here. I'm not really sure. I'm going to think about it. I have a lot to think about at my break. Either way, thank you to everybody who donated. Thank you to all the members. Thank you to everybody who stopped by this morning. Thousands of viewers. Always a pleasure. I will be back sometime. And until then, like, comment, subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later. So thank you once again, everybody. Greatly appreciate you all being here. And I'm going to take a nice long break now. All right. Bye, everybody.